Good evening. Thank you for joining the Hessen-Wisconsin Exchange Info session. My name is Andrea Morris, and I'm the Interim Assistant Director of Study Abroad. So in Germany, you have several opportunities to study at a variety of universities. The state of Wisconsin is a sister state to the state of Hessen in Germany. So Germany has states just like we have states here. So through that sister state relationship, you're able to study at about a dozen different universities in Germany. And I'm going to go through all the different universities today. I had the really good fortune of visiting all of these universities back in 2015. I was there for 2 weeks and stayed in Frankfurt, and then took day trips out each day to visit the different universities. So I'm happy to bring a lot of that information to you today. First, I just want to kind of orient you a little bit to where Hessen is located. So you see here's Germany, okay? And it's between Poland and Czech Republic, Netherlands and Belgium. There's France, Luxembourg. And right here, you'll see Frankfurt. Frankfurt is the capital of the state of Hessen. So if you were to study there, you would fly into Frankfurt. And then Hessen is kind of this general region here. So off to the left, you can see the state of Hessen. And the schools that we're going to talk about today are starting with, you'll see this little key down here. Darmstadt is number 1. Okay, so here we are at Darmstadt down here, Darmstadt and Dieburg. We have Frankfurt, so number 2. This is where you'd fly into. And these really are not, they look kind of far apart, but they're really not far apart. Maybe, I think a half-hour train ride apart. And then you also have Openbach right here. We'll talk about this school. And let's see, we have number 5 is Wiesbaden over here. We're talking about school there. We'll be up here in Gießen, talking about another schools up here. We'll be talking about a school in Fulda, over here in Marburg, and then the furthest north is Kassel. Okay. So hopefully that provides a little context for you. So just to start with some academics here, there are 11 universities to select from. There's actually 13 different universities within the Hessen-Wisconsin program. There's one that academically is not a good fit for us, so we don't really even promote the program. Hochschule Darmstadt is another partner in the Hessen-Wisconsin program. You may have heard, if you've attended some of the other sessions today, you may have heard of Hochschule Darmstadt. And we actually have a direct partnership exchange with Hochschule Darmstadt. Therefore, I'm actually not talking about it in this presentation simply because we did have a different presentation today, separate for Darmstadt. So I'll talk about the other 11 universities that you can select from. Students need to have at least a 3.0 minimum GPA to attend their programs. Now, if you do have a lower GPA than a 3.0, depending on what it is, it may be acceptable with an additional letter of recommendation. And those are decided on a case-by-case basis. One thing to be aware of is that's different than in the US is the German academic terms. They're very different than what you have here. And it's something to really think about and consider when you're planning to study or wanting to study in Germany. The US fall term, so say if you were thinking about fall 2021, that is Germany, what they call their winter semester. And that runs from October to February. Essentially, you would start September 1st because during the month of September, you would be taking a German class and going through orientation and going on some excursions, getting enrolled in your classes and just getting settled during that month. And then October 1st is when your academic courses begin. So like it mentions here, it goes through February, which doesn't really jive very well with our spring semester. If you thought you did want to do that, then you would want to have, if you came back to the US in February, you'd want to have a co-op or some sort of internship lined up so that you can still be enrolled in spring semester. Otherwise, you would be looking at a leave of absence, and that just gets kind of messy. The other alternative is that if you studied for an academic year. Or the other option is if you want to study in spring semester, that works out better. And that would be from April to July. Again, you would actually go early around March 1st. And the month of March, you'd be taking a German class, going through orientation, getting enrolled in classes, etc. And then be there through July. All the universities, as I mentioned, offer German language courses for the month prior to the term beginning. Students who attend Openbach. Now, we'll be talking about Openbach. This is the School of Art and Design. It's a very small school that's specifically for art and design. So they don't offer their own courses. However, students attending Openbach can take German courses at Frankfurt University. So Openbach and Frankfurt are quite close together. By train, it takes maybe an hour. And I know an hour might sound kind of long here, but it's really nothing by train. So there's trains everywhere. Everything is very accessible within Germany and Europe in general. These programs offer summer and winter opportunities as well. They're called Summer University or International Summer University and International Winter University programs, otherwise known as ISU and IWU. So first, the first program is Castle, and again, this is located in the northern part of Germany, and they offer courses. So there's a lot of courses that are offered in English. So the programs that I mention here are the ones that are offered in the English medium that you'd be able to take advantage of. And they have courses in the areas of human sciences, humanities, social sciences, economics, and management. They offer, they offer short-term programs, also in the summer and the winter time, but also during the semester and academic year. They have on-campus student rooms, and I had a chance to see one of the student rooms when I was there. I really liked it. Was very impressed. They're small, but everyone in I would say probably in Europe in general, definitely in Germany, everyone has their own room, and then a lot of times they'll have a shared living space. But and there, the rooms that I saw had their own bathroom, an own bedroom, a little study area, and storage, lots of storage, which was nice, and then big windows that looked out onto the campus. They're known as a city of art, and if you're a fan of the Brothers Grimm, they're home to the famous Brothers Grimm and their fairy tales. And here's just a few photos of Castle. I don't remember the name of this place, but I remember going up to this beautiful monument here. It's a place that you can go hiking. There's a lot of weddings that take place here because it's gorgeous. And off to the left is one of the university buildings there. Phillips University Marburg. Marburg is a stunning little town. I absolutely loved it here. If you like cobblestones and medieval buildings, this is your city. If you don't study in Marburg, I highly recommend that you visit Marburg while you're in Germany because it's gorgeous. They have what's called there's another slide. We're going to be talking about the International University Summer no, it's called the IUSP. I can't remember the exact acronym. We'll take a look at it in a minute. But they offer, their academic terms mirror that of the US. So if you are looking at taking some gen ed courses, or taking some business courses, economics courses, or psychology, this is a good academic fit for you. They offer semester and academic year programs, as well as summer options. They have on-campus rooms as well. They have dormitories that are fairly similar to us. You have your own room, and then there's a shared kitchen area on each floor. It has a labyrinth. It talks about here, labyrinth of cobblestone streets and a medieval church. There's the steeple of it right there. And I think on the next, I'm gonna flip back to the IUSP, but I just want to show you a couple of photos. I think I took this photo. I'm actually standing at the university down at the bottom of the hill here and looking up at the castle. So this is Marburg Castle, or the Schloss, they say. And castle is quite common in Germany, but this castle was built on the top of a hill. And then the town was built around it. So you can walk up these hills. It's a great workout. Walk up the hill to the castle, but they also have an elevator, which is pretty cool, an elevator to the top. And then there's regular cafes, you know, the restaurants, hair salons. I mean, it's just like a regular town built around a castle. It's pretty cool. And then you can easily walk around the town. I walked from the train station to the school with no problem. So, but I want to flip up again to Marburg's International Undergraduate Semester Program, the IUSP program. So again, this follows the US academic terms, and the courses are taken from the regular university curriculum, but they're altered for the US academic terms, so it fits in that time frame. So you'll have German students in your classes as well. And again, the courses are offered in the English medium. Hochschule Fulda is not quite to the north completely, a little bit to the north, and again to the east. And again, this is I really like this town as well. This also has a lot of medieval or Baroque. It has a Baroque quarter. They have courses in business administration, electrical engineering, and information technology. So those are in the English medium. For anyone who's an HDFS major, there is a social work program. It's actually an international course that's offered during fall semester, and their courses. You know, we want to talk with your program director, but I know when I visited this program 5 years ago and was talking with program directors at that time, it was a good course match. And a part of this is an internship for part of the semester. So you're taking courses, and then you're also having an internship. Now, one thing to be mindful of is that at the internship, you would need to be, well, it would be in German. So maybe you're going to a nursing home, for example. Of course, everything's going to be in German at the nursing home. So it's just important to just keep that in mind, but it's not something that's impossible to do. And just remember, you'll be taking some German courses that will help prepare you for that. There's semester and academic year options available, as well as winter and summer. And there's a question of, were all the exchange info sessions recorded? Yes, we have actually recorded all of our presentations today. There's on and off-campus student rooms, and it's 50 minutes from Frankfurt, so it's actually not too far away. And this picture here is a picture to the entrance to the cafeteria, which is what they call the Mensa. And they have these great tables outside. I always love I like that they have modern buildings next to the cobblestones and the older buildings. The architecture in Germany is beautiful. And you see it again here, the contrast between the modern and the older architecture. Again, this is the building you were just looking at, the cafeteria. The business building, I believe this might be the business building. And then, I don't know if you can see back here, these yellow buildings, they're a little bit hard to see. This is something that's very common in Germany, is these buildings, you see, you'll get kind of used to the architecture, but these are old army barracks from World War II. And a lot of these buildings were renovated after World War II, and many of the universities use the buildings. So I was visiting various universities, and I kind of saw the same architecture popping up in terms of army barracks, and so that's what those are. You see off to the right, again, the real old traditional architecture. This is in one of their main plaza areas, and this church here is over 800 years old. It's a St. Michael's Kirche, or my St. Michael's Church. It's an absolutely gorgeous church, and it's really close, actually, almost kind of in the same plaza. It doesn't show very well in this photo, but this is, I believe, I want to say a Gothic church. I could be wrong on that, but this is very old as well. And so these two churches together, it's a beautiful place to walk around the city. So if that is your type of city that you are interested in studying in, this is a good option. Marburg and Fulda are fairly similar in this regard. Then we have Justus Liebig University. This is located in Gießen, and they have biology, business administration, chemistry, environmental management, law, mathematics, and physics. And they also have summer and winter semester programs. And semester programs. They are 40 minutes north of Frankfurt, and they also have on-campus student rooms. And here you see some pictures again of the university and the town. There's a lot of student activity happening. So there's always something to do up here as well. Then we have Technische Hochschule Mittelhessen, otherwise known as THM. And they have a very nice modern building here. This is located in Gießen. Now they also have campuses in Friedberg and Wetzlar, but you would be at the Gießen campus more than likely. If you study business or logistics, courses in logistics or business informatics, this would be a good location. And they have semester and academic year programs. Now, one unique option from THM I want to talk about a little bit. I would love to see more students take advantage of this, what they call Studium Plus program. And what this is it's essentially an internship where you're able to work at a company with other interns. And they could be, the interns may be other international people or from Germany, but you're all interns. You essentially are working for the company. And you would go through the Hessen program and still be enrolled in 12 US credits. So you essentially you'd have be enrolled in a placeholder course here at Stout, and you would go to Germany and get this experience. And there's a stipend along with this. You would work full time at the company. Placements are in the areas of business administration, engineering, and computer science. There's 750 partner companies that THM works with. Now, you know how Stout is a polytechnic and we're tied to industry here. Faculty here have a lot of connections with companies. Germany is the same, but even on a grander scale. A lot of times the universities and companies are very, very tied together. So you would get some great experience. This program runs only in the fall. It's from September 1st to December 31st. Now you would take a German language course in the month of September. Now you may have to pay up front for this course, which I don't remember the cost offhand. It's not exorbitant, but you would be reimbursed by the company that you are placed with. And you'd be placed with that company during the months of October, November, and December. And you would receive a 600 euro salary per placement month. So essentially you'd be receiving 1,800 euro for this opportunity. And during this time, there'd be a buddy program that you can take advantage of. And these are typically volunteer students or maybe there are other perhaps volunteer students at the company or other interns, but they help with the intercultural exchange. They provide you with support. You know, they're the person who you can go to if you don't know where to buy aspirin or something. They're your buddy to ask questions. And there's also free public transport in the greater Rhine-Main region. I think they probably give you some sort of card. But one thing to mention is when you go to any of the schools in Hessen, you receive, well, it's through your student ID, you are able to ride the public transportation for free multiple times, anytime you want. Now, they're not necessarily for the really fast, rapid trains, but they're more for the regional or local trains, but I mean, they're perfectly fine as well. It might get you there in 45 minutes versus 30 minutes. So that's a really great advantage. So you pay what's called, in any of the universities, you're going to be paying what's called the Studentenwerk fee. And the way only way I can explain it is it's almost the equivalent of our, I can't remember the name of the fees you pay, all the little extra fees you pay. I'm sorry, the word is escaping me at the moment. But it's the equivalent of that. You're paying for services and you're paying for a train card. But then if you ride the bus 5 times a day, it's free. You just have to show your ID. So if anyone's interested in this program, please let me know. It's an amazing opportunity to get experience and you get paid for it. So really think about it if you, and then come and talk to me if you're interested. And here's some other pictures of THM. Again, the modern and the new. It's something that's very common in a lot of your street, your cafes, out on the plazas and things. It's something that's very common to see over there. Also, if you go in the fall, if you take advantage of that Studium Plus program, the Christmas markets are absolutely amazing. They start, they're during Advent, and so it's right after Thanksgiving up until obviously through Christmas, and every town has their own Christmas market. Frankfurt has a market that's essentially through a greater part of the city. So something to take advantage of. Frankfurt University of Applied Sciences is obviously in Frankfurt. They have computer science, electrical engineering, business, mechanical engineering. If anyone knows a faculty member, Dr. David Ding, he actually visited Frankfurt University a couple of years ago and was highly impressed with their programs. And it's a really great academic match. So something to really think about there. They have semester and summer programs. And let's see, they have off-campus student rooms. I believe they might have some on as well, but there's definitely some housing options. And this picture you see here is of their cafeteria or their mensa. Some pictures of Frankfurt. In this plaza here, they have their a big Christmas market. And there's also what they call Museum Row in Frankfurt, and I don't remember if this might be a part of Museum Row. I do know it's right across the river over here. And they have a lot of different museums that you can take advantage of. Goethe University is also in Frankfurt. It's just right down the road, about a mile or so from Frankfurt University. I do caution students about selecting Goethe simply because if you want to go there, you have to be a very independent student, and it would be a very good idea that you know how to speak German. Because there aren't a lot of student support services here. All the other universities offer fantastic support services, but they're just not a lot of services at Goethe. So I'm gonna kind of just continue on with the presentation. If you think you might be a great fit for Goethe, then definitely come and talk with me and we can chat more about it. Openbach University of Art and Design is a great small little art and design school, and this building here is actually a castle. They have a great coffee shop. If you enter through this through these the steps here, in the lower level, there's this beautiful little coffee shop that almost is like a cave lit by candle lights or something. It's pretty cool, and they have a variety of art and design programs. This is a great school. If you're even if you're trying to figure out, like, what you exactly want to study in art and design, they're super friendly there because it is a small school. And I know I went into the bookbinding area, and the students said, if your student wants to come and learn about bookbinding, but they're not actually taking the class, but you want to learn about bookbinding, just go in there and there'll be a student who will show you how to use the equipment and everything. So they just had a really good vibe there, very, very kind and friendly. And the courses here are traditionally taught in German, but they said it's very easy to flip into English because Germans speak really good English. And they did suggest that if you don't speak German, that you should only take the practical courses, like the hands-on studio art and things, and not to take the theory classes because those are in German and they're more difficult. And Offenbach, here's another picture of the castle. And then there's a very modern building right next to it, and their cafeteria is right here. One thing to note, it's, like I said, it's very close to Frankfurt. And actually, here's the river here. You can just ride your bike about 20 or 30 minutes, and you're in Frankfurt, and it comes right up into Museum Row in Frankfurt. So if you're studying art and you want to have access to museums, this kind of has both. TU Darmstadt is the technical university in Darmstadt. As I mentioned, that other university is Hochschule Darmstadt, and that is just down the road from TU Darmstadt. And so if you are studying engineering, math, computer science, this is a great school where you can get courses in English, but you can take engineering classes. And this is an interesting building. This is actually a residence, an apartment residence built, not a residence hall for students, but residence for families, apartments. And you'll notice this green roof here. That's their green roof where they build they're growing their trees and flowers. There's actually a little man-made lake inside. And this was built or finished actually about 20 years ago. So it's actually pretty modern. And you see these windows here. There's no two windows alike. It's pretty crazy, but pretty cool architecture. And then they have their typical plaza and their modern buildings again. Hochschule Rheinmuenster is down in Wiesbaden and Rüsselsheim. And if you're studying PSEM or graphic communications, you're in media studies, this is a great location for you. They have semester academic year programs, and it's a cute little area. Their faculty actually came and visited Stout a few years ago. And so they really are very wanting Stout students to go there. And the curriculums are a really good fit with Stout. Here are just some pictures of Rheinmuenster. Again, every German town has their own little plaza and their Christmas markets and other markets. So we're nearing the end here. This is Hochschule Geisenheim, and if you're interested in learning the international wine business, this is a great location. So maybe if you're in the hospitality restaurant and tourism management program and wanting to learn about wine, this is perfect. Now, this is not for people who enjoy wine tasting just for the fun of it. It is actually learning the business of the wine business. If you're there all year, you'd actually learn how they grow the grapes and process the wine, and then the whole business of it. So this is an international program because the students, it's a 2-year program. And the students in the program for the first year are actually taking classes at a university in southern France and learning about wine in southern France. And then they're going to Germany, to the Rhine-Main region, and learning about German wines. So, and then you're able to take advantage of this for a semester or a year, if you wish. It's a great small town, again, Gothic and Romanesque style architecture. I took the train from Frankfurt to Geisenheim, and there's just vineyards everywhere. You're just in the whole vineyard area. It's really, really beautiful. Here's some pictures. Essentially, this is what the train ride looked like. And see some little castle on the hill. I think I actually took this picture. And then this beautiful home is right by the train station. We did have a student study on this program a few years ago, and absolutely loved it. He studied at this university in the fall, and then in the spring, he studied at Frankfurt University. So he got the smaller town flavor and the larger city flavor. If you're interested in applying, you can go to uwstout.studioabroad.com. The application deadline for fall 2021 is March 1st. And you can feel free to, reach out to me if you have any questions. We can be reached through email here or our website, and then you can also schedule a virtual appointment. And I'd be happy to talk with you and walk you through the process. So with that, actually, I'm just going to go ahead and stop the recording, and then I'd be happy to take any questions you might have.